What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Immortal X-Men issue number 17. Now, when it comes to the Fall of X, there is a lot going on over a lot of titles. Jean Grey and Immortal X-Men. These two X-Men titles are currently intertwined in very unique ways. Fortunately, you're not going to have to go and read Jean Grey if you don't want to. If you're just reading Immortal X-Men, it has enough in here to cover everything that happened in Jean Grey and push the plot forward. Most recently, what we learned is that Charles and Xavier and Sinister are connected in some way, shape, or form. Not sure how this is possible. As we dive into this issue, we are going to learn exactly what happened. And before we get into it, I do want to let you guys know that on Friday at 5 p.m. Central, we are going to be going live with Rob Jefferson, aka Comics Explained. This is an interview that I am extremely excited for. One of the many inspirations that led me to creating this channel to begin with. It's gonna be a fun time, and I hope that all of you guys can tune in. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up with Charles Xavier. He is talking with Sinister. He has just learned that Sinister is still with him, and at night, Sinister has been taking over, doing unspeakable things. He refuses to allow this to continue, that by sunset, Sinister will be gone one way or another, with Charles peering over the ledge. He contemplates taking his own life, but we see Sinister. He apologizes but begs him not to do this. He wants Charles to give him the opportunity to explain himself. This is what takes us over to the White Hot Room. We pick up with the Satan Apocalypse facing off against Exodus. And we also have Hope and Jean Grey. Now, Jean Grey recently accepting the Phoenix. Taking it back in, her and the Phoenix are one once again. And she had thought herself to be dead, but she has been waiting to come together in the White Hot Room. She has been incubating, but the time for her rebirth is not now. Yet for some reason, she is here, but she knows that something is wrong. While she struggles with all of this, we see Exodus and the Apocalypse Satan going against one another. The two of them clashing mighty blows, with Exodus driving a psychic sword right through the head of Apocalypse. He may be able to oppose the Satan, but he cannot beat him. This is where Apocalypse, he grabs hold of Exodus's head and he begins to crush it, as blood seeps through the hands of Apocalypse. Exodus not able to take much more of this. This is when Jean Grey gives the power of the Phoenix over to Hope, lets her mimic it just for a moment, and she pierces right through Apocalypse. The Satan has been defeated. When all is said and done, Hope thinking to herself that she was so strong, that she was actually connected to the Force. But this is all quickly broken up when we see that there is something wrong with Jean, telling Hope and Exodus that they have to help her. This is when something begins to speak out of Jean Grey. It says, Jean is the house where I live, and I am the house where Jean Grey lives. The White Hot Room is where the Phoenix lives, and that they will learn more about them all in good time. With Hope seeing something is awfully wrong with her, they get Jean out of here and they head back. That's what picks us back up with Sinister and Charles. Sinister is letting us know that he is still in the pit, but this is a part of him that is inside of Charles. Now, Forge's cure, it did work. Everyone else is clean, but he has older work inside of Charles. From the days of Project Black Womb, his genome was able to reattach itself, but it is old tech he has beaten before. He only holds Charles by fingertips, because his conscious mind is much too strong. That is why he has been active when Charles is asleep, and he said that he only did the things that he did to ensure that the island stayed safe. He also goes on to say that he wasn't lying, that one of his peers will basically become a more terrifying god, and though he is working on something to fight it, Charles believes that he would say anything to preserve his own life. letting Charles into his mind. He lets him know that he is nothing. This Sinister believes himself to be nothing, that he's not in Charles' league. After going down here and seeing all of this, his mind is still unchanged, contacting Emma and letting her know that none of them are under Sinister's influence, that they are all free, but he is not, ending the conversation with her right there. Charles does at this point believe Sinister is telling the truth, that he saw a horrific Dominion, and that Charles is the only one he can still influence. He also saw that Sinister has no other real backups. Now, at first he says that I should trust the X-Men to fight this Dominion, that he has to have more faith in them. So if it is all true, and this is him, perhaps the greatest use that he could give the whole world is ensuring that Sinister is gone forever. Thinking about jumping over that ledge, Sinister stops him and lets him know that he isn't the one that goes to Dominion. He thought that he would go to Godhood, but he saw the Red Diamond timeline. He came face to face with it, and that Dominion had laughed at him. He tells him that this is one of the other Sinisters. He says that it is a Sinister, that he would recognize it. It's just not him, but it let him see enough to know that it is true. He is now on his knees pleading with Charles, saying that they have to stop it, or at least find a way to take down the Godhood while it is still very fresh. That's what he's been working on at night. Charles still not sure about all of this, because when Charles was in his mind, he also saw that Sinister was trying to take him over permanently. And he admits this. He said, yes, of course I did. I'm freaking Mr. Sinister. That he is the best at what he does. But he knows that he loses. That he lost. Everything he achieved, he is not the Dominion. One of his peers do it, whether it be Stasis, Orbis, and he still doesn't know that Mother Righteous is the fourth. He lets Charles know that you can trust my spite. The spite I have for my peers and wanting to take them down is stronger than anything else. He also goes on to tell Charles that Krakoa was actually a really good idea. He wished he hadn't messed it up, but he believed that he had to be the Dominion, that he was compelled, almost like he didn't have a choice. But Charles also says that you must take responsibility for your actions. That's exactly what Sinister is trying to do here, or at least that's what he believes he's trying to do. But Charles reminds him that he's doing all of this out of spite, fear, and everything that is beneath him. For Sinister, that is all he has. This is where we pick up with Mother Righteous and Destiny. She is coming to let Destiny know that Exodus and Hope, they are back and they found Jean Grey. And Destiny does find this very interesting, very curious, because Jean Grey had died. But Mother Righteous pulls out a dagger in the middle of this conversation. Destiny unable to see what is about to happen. Mother Righteous telling her that they are in the white hot room. No past, no future, no nothing. This is why her visions haven't been working. But Mother Righteous is more worried about what she had seen. Outside of time and space, it cannot see Destiny. This is when Mother Righteous attacks, and Destiny says that you're a Sinister, you have to stop, that you don't know what you're doing. But that dagger plunges into the chest of Destiny. Destiny pleading for her to listen. Mother Righteous has no intention of doing so. When a young mutant walks into the room and sees what has transpired, Mother Righteous now knows she needs a distraction as she cashes in the remainder of her Krakoan thanks. This is where we see Krakoa go wild. Something has angered it. Exodus and Hope being informed that Irene was stabbed by Mother Righteous. Exodus knows that this is Mother Righteous's doing, but the only thing they can do now is save as many people as possible. While they are all busy doing this, Mother Righteous goes to Jean Grey, and she plans to take Jean on a little trip. With Jean in an almost comatose state, she is unable to refute this. This is what picks us up with Sinister and Charles. Charles having the red diamond of Sinister. This is a gateway. It'll get them off this island and exactly where they need to go. They are headed to Muir Island. As they disappear, we pick up in the white hot room. We pick up with Jean Grey on a chain, and she is being led through the desert by Mother Righteous. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. You know, I was honestly expecting a little bit more from this comic. Not to say that it was bad, I enjoyed it very much. But a good part of this we had already seen in Jean Grey. So if you are reading Jean Grey, like 6 or 7 pages of this comic were really a recap of Jean Grey. So that was a little disappointing. More than that, I was really hoping to see Jean Grey come back now with the Phoenix, fully accepting it, and get ready to do some damage. Instead, they're keeping her out of the fight. They're putting her into like a comatose state. We don't know really what's wrong with her, but apparently it's not the right time for her to come back. Now Mother Righteous has her, more than likely going to try and use her to get to Dominionhood. How that's possible, we don't know, but she's got many tricks up her sleeve. But she is also now fully revealed to the world. Mutant kind knows exactly who she is, so she will no longer be able to hide behind the persona of Mother Righteous, which means her ultimate conclusion, it is coming up quickly. Whether that be her reaching Dominionhood or her being destroyed by Jean Grey, I cannot wait to see it. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything that has been going on with the Fall of X, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It'll get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping me out tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.